Hi there, this is just a short video to help you navigate to, view, download, and share any of your animals' tests and results. And specifically in this video, we're going to show you the difference between how you view, download, and share. It's going to log in. And whenever you log into your breeder portal, you'll always land here. So you'll see that we've landed on My Animals. So every time you log in, this is just where you'll land. And this is the area that we're going to go through today. If you ever do get lost and find your way back, you can always just click on My Animals up here and it will take you back to this page. So firstly, I'm going to show you how you can view, download, and here you'll see this green link and it says resulted. So all you do is just click on that green link and you'll see here that dozers. So I'm going to click on this second one here. So, depending on what results you're wanting to look at, in this case, I want to look at the results relating to this barcode. So I'm just simply going to click view result. Okay, so this has taken me to a window that tells me all about the animal in question. So it's got all just the general info about the animal. And then if we scroll down, you'll see there's 4 tabs: genetic diseases, genetic traits, report view, and DNA profile. Now I'm just going to go through each one of these tabs one by one and just explain what you can see and what you can do here. So in the genetic diseases tab, there's 3 columns. So the first column is interpretation, test name is the second column, and then result. The first column tells us what the interpretation of the result was, whether it was normal, whether they were a carrier, whether they were at risk, etc. The second column tells us the actual test that was conducted. And the third column is the result, the code for the actual result. So here we can only view. This is just simply for viewing online on screen. So the next tab is genetic traits. So similarly, we have 3 columns. The first column tells us what the interpretation of the result was. The second column is the actual test that was conducted. And the third column is the code for the result. Again, this is just so you can view on screen. This third tab here is probably the one that you're going to be most interested in, because this is the tab, and just for a reminder here, when you're looking at any historical paw print genetic results data. So here you'll see it notes the barcode in question, and then these were all of the result documents that were generated from this historical result. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can easily just click on these and download them to your device. I'm just going to click on this one first. And depending on how your device is set up, this may just open up in a new window in the browser. It really does depend on how your device is set up. But in my case, I'm going to save it to my device. And then you'll see over here, it just pops up here in my downloads area. And then I'm just going to click on that, and that's going to open up the report in my browser. So you'd be pretty familiar with these because these are the original paw print genetic reports. So you can scroll through and review that. And then now if I wanted to actually download this as a PDF to be able to view outside of the browser, I could just click download again, or I could just go to where it got saved in the first place. So pretty straightforward so far. And if I come back to my portal, if I come back into the report view, I won't go through and click on all of them, but I'll just show you here. You can see this one is profiling certificate. So that indicates that that's going to be the DNA profile. So if you are looking for the DNA profiles in any of the paw print genetic historical data, just please note that they're not going to be in this tab labeled DNA profile. They're actually going to sit in here. So all of your lab test results are going to be here. And then if you got a DNA profile done on this animal for this barcode, the DNA profile is going to be here as well, so for download. So I'm just going to click on that now just to show you. And again, I'm just going to click to save that to my device, and then over here it just pops up and I can review it there. So nice and straightforward. You can just go through and download any of the reports you want there. Just again, just a reminder, this is what a results page for a particular set of tests looks like for any historical paw print genetics results and data. And again, just another reminder that if for this particular barcode a DNA profile was conducted, it won't, the report to download won't be in this tab. It'll actually all be in this report view tab. So you can get everything from here. Okay, so next up, I'm going to move on to looking at results for a set of tests for an animal that you've tested since you've moved across to Orivet powered by Paw Print Genetics. So to get back to My Animals, you can click here, you can click My Animals, or you can also hover over My Account and you can get back to My Animals or My Profile. But in this case, I'm just going to click on My Animals and go back there. Okay, so we just looked at Dozer because I knew that that was a set of test results that were historical from Paw Print Genetics. Now what I want to look at is a set of test results that I've done since I've moved across to Orivet powered by Paw Print Genetics. So I know Surprise is one of those animals, and there's a set of tests for Surprise that were conducted by Orivet. I'm going to just click on Resulted, the little green link there. In this case, Surprise only has one set of results, so I'm just going to click on that. You'll notice that the code is different here for the product. It doesn't say PPG, it says FBP, which just stands for Full Breed Profile, which is Orivet's product that does full health and trait panels and provides breed-specific results for your particular animal. So I'm just going to click on View Result like we did before, and I'm just going to go through just some of the differences between what you see when you look at the dashboard for test results for an animal that you tested since you came across to Orivet. So you'll probably notice that there's this extra little section up the top here. So I'm just going to run through what you can see and do here. And I think you'll be really excited about some of the extra features that we have for any of your Orivet tests that you've conducted. So first up here, you can just click on this little cross to pop out your animal's details. So you can just double check that those details are all correct. And then what you can do here, which is really, really handy, is you can select the barcode that you're interested in looking at. In this case, Surprise only has one, but if there were multiples, you could select a different one. And then here, you can select which report you want to download, which is a really cool feature. So you can either click on Summary Result, you can select the DNA profile and download that. An extra feature that we've got here with the DNA profile is you can also download the DNA profile as an Excel spreadsheet, which I'll show you in a sec. You can also select the Canine Health Certificate, so you can generate one of those, which as a Paw Print Genetics customer, you'd be familiar with that feature. So we've brought that across for you. And you can also just download the coat color and trait report. So to actually download any of these reports, you simply just select the one that you want and click download. So I'll do that on the summary result and just show you how that looks, because the reports from Orivet, if you haven't already seen them, do look a little bit different than what you might be used to from your historical Paw Print Genetics results. So I'm just going to click download. You see that one's just opened up in my browser. And I'll just quickly run through what the report looks like. So you've got this nice cover sheet, and then your information, your animal's information, and the sample collection details. And it's signed off by one of our genetic analysts. And then because this is the summary report, it has all of the results in here, except for the DNA profile. So we've got the health test reported there. We've got the health tests continued and continued. Then we've got the traits reported. And then right at the end, we've just got a nice glossary of genetic terms just so that you can quickly reference those if you've got any queries about what you're looking at. So just coming back to Surprise's profile. Now, if I wanted to download the DNA profile, as I mentioned just before, we have an extra option here. When you click on DNA profile, an extra option pops up, which is download DNA Excel. So I'm just going to show you how that works. So all you do is just simply click on download DNA Excel, and again, save it to wherever you want to save it. And then it should pop up here in the browser. And then here you go, you've got an Excel workbook. The first tab has your animal's details in it, and then you can just tab through the different DNA profiles. So I think that's a really, really handy feature. Now, some of the other things you can do in any of these reports is you can also have the option to just email the report directly to yourself. So if I just wanted to quickly send this to myself really quickly, I just click on email to me, and you'll see up here, it's automatically sent that report that I've selected directly to the email address that is associated with my Orivet account. So nice and easy. And last but not least, what you can do here in terms of downloading and sharing results is you can also share results with external third parties. So if you click on share results up here, you can simply pop in the email address of the person you want to share it with, and then select which type of share level, so what sort of permissions you want to give that person, what you want them to be able to review. You can choose between sharing the entire animal profile or just sharing the summary report. Obviously, if there's specific reports you want to share with someone, you can download them here and then email them to them directly. But this is just a nice quick way if you want to share either the summary report or an entire animal profile with a third party. So moving down, you'll also see that there's a nice little handy widget here that just gives you the heterozygosity of your animal. I'm not going to go into too much detail in that today. There'll be another video going into more detail on that coming soon. Now that we've looked at how you can download, share, and email any of the reports to yourself, I just want to quickly also show you just some slight differences to how you can actually just view the genetic disease results, genetic traits results, the DNA profile on screen. You'll probably notice that this is slightly different to the one previously that I showed you, which was the historical paw print genetics results. So we've got 3 tabs across here: genetic diseases, genetic traits, and DNA profile. And the first column here is breed sense, which really it just refers to the fact that whether the test in question was breed specific. And in this case, because this was a full breed profile, all of the tests that were done in this particular test were all breed specific. So that's why it's got the green tick. If they weren't breed specific, they wouldn't have a green tick. And so then the test performed is listed here. What the result was is listed here. And the other nice little feature that you've got for any of the tests that you've done with Orivet since you've come across is you can also here download individual reports for these specific tests. So I'll just show you how that works. You just simply click on download. So this is really handy if you just wanted to report. And it opens up, and there you go. You've got your single report for that specific test. So it just allows you to be quite granular. If there's a particular test you want to share with a third party or that you need to report back on, you can do that there. Similarly, if you go to the genetic traits tab, again, you can see here whether the test is breed specific. You can also see the name of the test, what was actually tested, the result, and again, you can download a single report for an individual test. Then the last tab here is the DNA profile tab. And as you'll see, there's a fair bit more that you can view here in the Orivet test result profiles than you could in the paw print genetics, or the historical paw print genetic ones. So if you click on DNA profile, you'll see that these 4 additional sub-tabs open up. And that's where you can just navigate between the ISAG profile 1, profile 2, the DNA profile, and then the PPG panel as well. So you can review all of that. And remembering that if you want to actually download that, you can just go here and download the DNA Excel or download the file. So I hope that's been really helpful. As always, if you've got any questions at all, please reach out to help@orivet.com. We're always here to help. We also have live chat available, and you can also call us depending on where you are in the world. Go to our contact page and contact the head office in your country, and we'll be happy to help you out with anything that you need. Thank you.